Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla, and today was an uneventful day. Nothing too crazy about it, and getting out of here was much tighter than I remember, so I do think it matters how far I go back. Think I have to really get in there. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping that in mind with things. Now, things aren't looking so hot, to be honest. Things are not looking too hot right here today. It's kind of a sad looking sitch, but what can you do? And now I did just think, and I think I might have mentioned this already, but I'm considering I could do some kind of a schedule where it's like maybe for 2 of the days of the week I leave extra early, and 3 of the days of the week I leave extra late. This would actually be a lot better for me because I would get to do exercising, which is something I've wanted to do, but it's not really good to exercise late. So, now on the downsides to doing that, it is a little bit inconsistent, obviously. Like, I'm personally someone who gravitates towards having a pretty consistent schedule. And so having it like that just bothers me. I'd kind of rather just do the same thing every day. But it would be a way for me to avoid traffic. Though at the same time, I don't even know if they would really like this because it's very extreme. And I think worst of all is I don't know. I mean, thinking of the days, I'd probably want to do it Wednesday, Friday or something like that. Because I'd intrinsically want to do it Thursday, Friday, but then that's kind of stupid because if I was going to run on those days, it doesn't make sense to have them back to back like that, I guess. So it would actually make more sense to do it Tuesday, Friday, but again, I just don't like that because I like getting the long days out of the way immediately and then the rest of them more in time. See, as I was expecting, the traffic looks particularly horrendous today, which is a shame because it's actually hasn't been that bad, and now it's back to being bad. So I don't know, that's obviously pretty tragic. It's, just something I wouldn't even have to deal with if things made more sense. If the world made more sense. It's not even something I'd have to deal with. I'm trying to, I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't have too much to talk about either. Again, like I said, not much has really been going on. I am dealing with trying to contemplate the phone, and I know it's just something I shouldn't do. It's just something I shouldn't do, but that hasn't stopped me before, I guess we can talk about something I think is interesting though. Is there's probably not an advantage to the CPU anymore. The 16 Pro Max is probably at the basically Endgame already which I didn't really realize or think, but apparently it probably is. And even the 15 Pro was probably there. It is the end game of CPUs and CPU speed. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, again, it's just like, wow, the traffic. I don't know, it's not okay. And like I said, and I say this so many times because of how true it is, I don't care about having to wait. This costs me, like my company needs to pay me to leave during rush hour. It's one of the stupidest decisions. I know for a fact that companies could stagger it out and all kind of organize together. And they don't. They just don't, because they don't care. You know, that it's just that simple. Like, there's just not enough care, even though you could easily have that be the case. I just don't get it. I feel like, too, there could be a faster way to get through here, but I don't end up doing it out of, like, stress, I guess, or anxiety about getting there on time. But I wonder, too, I may have been fairly lucky today because I can't really see behind me that well, but I'd assume the pileup is pretty bad or something. I don't know. Just so weird. Like, unless there's an accident or something, I don't know why there is usually such a variation of the traffic day to day. I guess enough people could have different schedules or something. We need to snap out of this. We need to find something cool to talk about. Yeah, so essentially, and I actually realized this, Apple will just have the CPU adjust based on what task you're giving it. And the CPUs now are already fast enough to execute tasks within the refresh rate of the screen, which is 120 hertz. So in order for things to actually matter speed-wise and CPU-wise, they would have to increase the refresh rate probably up to 240 or something like that, which there's really no reason to do, because I honestly, I mean, maybe someday they would do that, but the downsides are so steep. It's really only a feature that super enthusiasts would ever even notice, the 240 hertz. Most people are just not going to notice that. They just won't. So I can't imagine the extra cost is going to make it worth it at all for people. And yeah, but that would be the only way to make it more responsive, because as is now, loading and things like that are mostly internet based. They're not really held up by the CPU anymore. And I wasn't really aware of that. Like I said, I kind of thought we were still a few years out, but we're really not, because I believe most loading just comes down to how the refresh rate, and at least with 120 hertz, we're already there. Not sure if we'd be there for 240 hertz, but maybe I'm not doing the best job of explaining this, but I'm just trying to keep it together because of the situation I'm in. So yeah, I really want to, I want to do that different schedule, but I don't know how that's going to pan out. I just don't know how it's going to pan out. Like, I don't know if they'd really let me or really be too interested in that, because the company just can sometimes not be super flexible, you know? But yeah, what do we have to talk about? I don't know. I feel like that was the bulk of the day. The bulk of the day was me realizing that, and I guess the timing of it almost seems too good to be true, right? Because what are the chances that I would be around for the peak? I don't know, it just seems kind of weird. Seems too good to be true if it is actually true. That I would be here for the peak. At this age, I have wasted some money. But if I was around in because I've always talked about, I'd be happier if I was born sooner, but this is actually reaffirming my I was born at precisely the right time theory, because I probably would have wasted so much money on tech, or just been kind of agitated that it wasn't fast enough if I was born before, even though my life probably would be better and I'd have less to complain about and all that stuff. Yeah, I can't get over what is happening right now. I think it's been so long since it's been this much of a crawl. It honestly, and I guess I'm lucky I even got here when I did, because it just looks so much worse behind me. I can see it now. And the line behind me is pretty crazy, so it's just not moving though. Even where I'm at, it's just not, we're not moving. It's terrible. And again, this whole week, from my memory at least, traffic wasn't really that bad. But this is just, again, it's stalled. It's just not moving at all. And this should not be an issue. You could easily have this issue mitigated if people were just interested in being intelligent. It's that simple. Truly, really. It's just that simple. People just have to be better at planning, and business owners and stuff better at running a business. I don't know. I really wish I was the CEO of a company. And it's not even for... It's just because I genuinely want things to just be right. That's why. And I would run the company in such an efficient way, and I would stagger the times to try to get people around, like, or if people did want to leave in rush hour, I mean, more power to them. I'm not going to stop them if they wanted to leave during rush hour, but also the wage thing. Cuz for me, money, like, as materialistic as I am, I don't need that much of an income. You know, like, the most expensive thing I want is a nice car. Besides that, I mean, I'd probably want a nice house, but a small house. I don't want a big house, you know? And then my tech. I mean, it's just not, like, I never want to go on vacation. I never want expensive food. Never want to go to restaurants. I could easily live beneath my means. All I have to make is what, like $70,000 a year? I'd feel pretty comfortable with that. I'd feel like super comfortable on $70,000 a year. And so if I was the CEO of a company, there just wouldn't be that greed. You know, like, I don't know. I don't think I would pay myself that much. I mean, we talked about this before. Even if I made $100,000 a year, and I know this is before taxes, so I'm factoring in, like, I think 70,000 before taxes is plenty after. Like, I would be so happy with that. I would never need. I don't know why any human would need more than that, but just crazy that people need more. I don't know. You guys can probably hear this, but I found my new, like, Fidget thing to do. It's opening the what is this called? The arm console thing. I don't know if you guys hear it. It's kind of funny. It's because the thing is, I like pressing this lever on. I mean, I probably shouldn't do this, but the lever on the shifter knob. That's one of my things that I like to do, and I kind of fidget with that. But this is actually a little meatier. I kind of like it. This arm thing, and it has a really, like, firm thump to it. I probably shouldn't do that, but I like this lever. Super nice. So I kind of found my new thing in addition to the pressing the shift lever. I don't know. Lever sounds a little better, but it could be lever. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what it is. So yeah, I need to figure out how to cut in, because I think it would save me a lot of time, and it might be possible. So yeah, I don't know. As much as I want to be the one to be, like, patient up in here, I guess it doesn't always work out that way. Like, I should be a little bit more optimized, you know. But yeah, I really like this center console pusher lever thing. It's good. Good for moments like this. I'm ruining the recording, though, with that, aren't I? Yeah. Oh. What can you do? Yeah, I can't. It's been 20 minutes. We've gotten nowhere. I mean, isn't that crazy? We've just gotten nowhere. It's 20 minutes in. Insane. And police coming through. It's always great sign. So maybe there was an accident. I don't know. It's just a shame because if people drove like me, there wouldn't even be. Yeah, I can't imagine how backed up things are. I think I lucked out. I think I lucked out. You know. Sorry, I'm ruining the recording, but my newfound pleasure. This center console. This center console is my newfound pleasure, so. Yep. Is what it is. Look, everybody, we all have to find our joy somewhere, right? Sadly, a lot of my joy is very expensive things, but like I said, that's the thing though with I'm materialistic, but I'm not really that crazy. Like I'm probably less materialistic than a lot of people fantasize, right? Cuz I don't want to go on vacations. I don't need to do any of that. And I think most people do. I think most people want restaurant food and they want to do that stuff. Like, so I don't think I fall outside of the average fantasy. I mean, I do. I don't fall over the average fantasy. I don't believe so. Because I know the tech I want is expensive and the car I want is somewhat expensive, but it's probably less than a lot of people's dream cars. Like, I think plenty of people dream a lot larger than me. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it's just like the car and the phone and the computer. That's it. Don't think much else is really required. So it's probably lower than most people. I think most people don't dream of like 70,000 a year, but to me that's perfectly doable. I'd be happy with that. Very happy. So, what else is new though, right? It's just. But again, I think part of my reasoning is eventually going to evaporate because even now, I'm at the point where apparently we reached it. And that's some divine timing for sure. Because we're already here. Like, there's technically no reason for me to have the newer CPUs. There's just no reason for it. It's already fast enough to where there's just no reason. Like we already hit that. That was going to be a huge core of what I purchased, but it's kind of at the point where, like, I'm saying that that's part of my materialism is the tech, but we probably already reached the limit with the tech. Yeah, I wish I had checked the map beforehand because, again, 25 minutes in and we're still not anywhere. I mean, this is like it's not right. I mean, again, I don't care about the patience. Like, I'm fine with waiting, but it's the cost that bugs me. And I guess I'm still having a difficult time trying to cheer up a little more. I think it's because remember before, But before I was happy doing the show. I was. And it didn't faze me. That one morning I had an hour-long traffic, and I did that video, and I was all transmuting it and using it for good and all this stuff. Like, I was really psyched about it. But it's just different now because I tasted what it would be like, I guess. I tasted it. So I know what it's like now to just not have to deal with traffic. And it's what I want. And so that's why I think it gets me. That's why I think it hits me. Because I know. I know now. I'm well aware of how things could be or how things should be. And yet I tasted it, and now it's back to this. And so it's a tough pill to swallow. That's what makes it hard, I think. But yeah, technically I still shouldn't. It's just because of who I am and like what I know. You know what I mean? Because I just would not care if I was able to just be chill and like I didn't understand a lot of this stuff and I didn't care or notice things, then I wouldn't. But that's not the case. Like, I know that there's no excuse for this. This should be fixed. I don't know if it's up to business owners or politicians or both, probably. But that's the problem. It's leadership does not care, and that's why I'm saying that I wish leadership did care, because it's relevant, it's pertinent. It's very pertinent. Yeah, these people like to get awfully close and really, just be a bunch of numbskulls. That's a word I haven't thought of in a while, numbskulls. I guess that was more common when I was younger or something, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's still crazy, 30 minutes and effectively haven't gotten anywhere. Isn't that something? Like, oh my gosh. Or the reason why there's traffic is if there's some kind of accident, which is another thing that wouldn't happen if people just drove properly. And then it messes up everybody. There's a consequence to that, So it's very frustrating. And even now, I mean, a lot of these jokers in front of me, I don't even feel like explaining it. I guess too, the effect of the show wore off. In the beginning, there was so much more optimism and hope, and I feel like I waited a while and nothing has really panned out. So you do get to that point where it's just sad. It's just a super sad situation. Don't really know how else to explain it, And so I just don't know. Like, it's hard to really be that chipper about things. It's difficult. But the reward's probably worth it, right? Because what am I getting out of being, like, it's draining and it's not productive draining. Yeah, I do need to get better at just being happier. Because it's just, there's no reason for it, and I'm smarter than this, I'm better than this, you know, like I know better. I know how life is supposed to be and how life's supposed to work and all that. I do. So I shouldn't be like one of these people. Dude. Like, okay, dude. Like, are we... These people are just like... For what reason are we cutting me off? I mean, I literally never cut people off when I drive. I never do it, you know? And it's not like we're going anywhere, so I don't know why they're driving like that, but... Yeah, wow, it's been a while since I've felt the traffic like this. It's been so long. It just hasn't been like this in a really long time. It's bad. Just very bad today for some reason. But I remember it used to be like this in my Mini. The first, who knows how long, whatever. I mean, it was horrible in my Mini Cooper. It probably helped to ruin that car a little bit. Yeah, I just don't know. I gotta check the map, but it's hard because I don't think the map shows it properly because the way the road is. But yeah, I mean, and I've noticed this though. I really should not. I just shouldn't be unhappy. It just shouldn't be. Like, I don't know. There's still too much good in my life, but and like I said, like I know I'm better than this, and I have this. I could talk about something right now, but I'm just not feeling it. And I kind of noticed that about myself recently. Like I feel a little bit, I don't know, I guess the fatigue of the 9 to 5 has just been hitting, which is it's not a good sign because I've only been working for a year and a half pretty much. But again, the fatigue, without the traffic, the fatigue is much lower. But like having to sit in traffic is really the kill shot, you know? Because I'd rather just stay at work more, work to death. I'd rather just do that than to have to destroy a car that I pay so much for. You know, like it's different when my job is ruining my property. Because I paid for this stuff. Now, how many people are going to engage in this maniac behavior? It's like, why do we have to do this? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just should be happier. It's just things have not been, and I guess I'm not fully transparent about things on the show, which is hurting the quality of the series. But I just haven't been able to get out of the rut I'm in, you know? But yeah, I'm better than this. I know I'm better than this. There's no excuse for 35 minutes of just me complaining. Like I should be better than that at this point. But I have become kind of, I don't know, almost like I've lost a little bit. But I say all this stuff, but I'm sure people just have it a lot worse. So it's very, I guess it becomes difficult for me to deal with and understand and stuff. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I just keep hoping it'll end, but it's just not ending. You know, like the traffic, it's just not ceasing. I guess I forgot how bad it can get. Wow. I should be better though. I mean I'm getting to do what I want. I guess it's just the show, it's what I want to do. I want to be able to record. Dude, like that's crazy. These people are crazy. These people are just crazy. It just brings me back though, and that's kind of, I think I've talked about it before. I think the first time it's something that just completely left my mind. Like I had no memory of dealing with traffic. It was like a trauma that just completely got erased. And then I just haven't, you know, and then like now that I've dealt with it again, it's just like, it's like a new experience, and then it all comes back. But like my brain had removed it from my mind. It's crazy how that can happen. I just don't know. But I guess, like I've said before, I mean, what does it matter in life? It's just, and why even complain? I just don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird. I need to find. I think one way I tend to look at it is like, but see, you wonder if this is some kind of cope depression or if what's real or not. That's what I think the problem is. What I was gonna say though to finish my statement is, because I just feel like it's like depression, but it's like, what's really the difference? You know, being at work, driving, being at home, it ultimately kind of becomes like, oh, whatever. You know, like you're not really at home long enough for it to really matter. That's kind of why I liked working longer shifts but even on the weekends when I'm not working, I still kind of feel like I need to be I don't know. And I think that could be a problem with society, or me. I mean, I really can't enjoy unless I'm making money or like something to do with money. You know, like the only things that really bring me happiness is being able to spend money. So then I'd rather just work extra, because at least then I can be brought happiness. Because that's like super important to me. And maybe that's part of the problem though. But it's also part of the solution. I want to highlight again, I don't know if this is depression cope. If thinking is a hobby, you should always be happy. And I guess I lost my spark for philosophy. So it just happened to be like this. I don't really know. I used to be super into philosophy, and I guess I do like where I'm at, but I actually wonder if this episode could beat the 1 hour episode. I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, I feel like there's a good chance this is going to end up being longer, which is kind of crazy. Because again, as far as I can tell, nothing really is going on. Like traffic, wasn't any accidents or anything, so. I mean, I guess it could have been cleared up by now, but I just don't think there was any. So. But it seems okay. Okay. No, it is not. No, it is not. I was about to say it seems okay, but it's not. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, just to find what. Yeah, I don't know, because I know I'm not the only person who feels that way. Like, I feel like other people enjoy what they do a little more, or have more hobbies that aren't just directly tethered to money. I mean, a part of it is just the serious nature of myself. You know, like I just feel like I'm a pretty serious person, but I really wanted to dial that back, because I think it's the root of a lot of my problems, right? Is that I'm just too serious about things, and so I have to just try to enjoy the moments. It's so hard for me to do that, though, because I'm such an optimizer. So when I have this traffic issue, I just want to fix it. You know, like I just want to fix it. I just want to solve it. I don't want to have to deal with it. And it's like my whole life, the world is so much slower than that. The world is so slow. It doesn't even, some people don't notice I guess that's part of the problem. I think people notice issues or solutions subjectively. So there could be certain things certain people see as problems, but then those things may not actually be problems. They may just be some kind of specific person's issue. And I think that's why I get into arguments with people, because the things I complain about and the way I complain about them is in a very objective way. Like, it hurts everybody to have to deal with traffic. And it's got nothing to do with why most people, when they're thinking about traffic, they don't care that their car is getting injured. They don't care that they're wasting a bunch of gas and it's horrible for the environment. They don't care about any of these factors. They just care about the fact that they have to wait. And that's why people complain about traffic, which is irrelevant. Waiting is not really a problem. The problem is the wear on the car. So when you explain these things to people, people don't get where I'm coming from, and so they just might brush it off or something. I mean, who knows? You know? Versus my actual complaints about actual things that need to be fixed. A lot of people try to fix things that aren't really problems, and then they ultimately end up accomplishing that, but it's very opinionated. It's not necessarily for the greater good. So an example of this is, you know, I don't know, when you make things easier for humanity, but then it causes more problems. Because a lot of times making things easier, somebody might complain about being bored, and then obviously we get to the point now where we're at such the late stage of boredom being solved that, you know, we're so far past that, but now there's other issues, right? So maybe complaining about boredom was the wrong thing to complain about, because it's a very subjective problem. It's not really... I'm trying to think of a better way to explain this. It's more of selfish issues versus like, a lot of the things I think I observe and I complain about, they're unselfish issues. They're things that are not really... It's got very little to do with opinion, and it has to do with, let's try to make a system that works better for everybody. And so a lot of people hear what I say, and I think they have a hard time understanding that there is a systemic objective. And so they just write off what I'm saying as my opinion, and then they blurt out their opinion. But it's like, I always have to say, like, no, this isn't really my opinion. This is just, you know, there is a better or worse way of doing things, and it's relevant to know that and understand that, you know. That's not like an irrelevant metric. I'm trying to think. So that's how a lot of people think. I mean, it's a lot of judgments or opinions like, oh, this person's shirt's ugly, or this person's shoes are ugly, or, oh, this person, I don't like the way this person sounds. Like, it's really, really low level things, whereas a lot of the things I talk about are super high level. So it's difficult to interface with a populace like that. It just is. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know how to do it. And there's not much else to it. I think it happens a lot, though, recently, too, where maybe part of the problem is I don't explore fiction enough. I don't have the kind of sillier ideas as much. I focus a lot on nonfiction, and I've kind of been locked into that, into kind of more of a sulking vibe. But the truth of it is that maybe some of the sillier philosophies are more relevant, and I can also record like that. Maybe that would be better content for people or something. You know, it's just, it is what it is. I'm putting out what I'm putting out. I guess it's a learning experience, but we really fell off from trying to be more positive, didn't we? Like, that ship has obviously sailed. I mean, you know, and we have to, it hasn't sailed completely, but I have to try to get back on that. I guess it would be a good skill to learn to live with the bad things, but at the same time, I don't know that it's bad that I see things the way I do. Like, I don't think it's that big of a problem. I think it's a good thing that I understand what I understand and that I'm thinking about how to optimize. It's just a shame that the company may limit it, but I may have a plan. I may have a plan to figure this out. It's just kind of a suspicious thing. Like, I think it may end up being a problem or something, but we'll just have to find out. I don't really know. But it would be super cool if I could do that. I just get so much anxiety about asking for things and trying to communicate about stuff, but I shouldn't. But it's weird because when you're in school, you know, you hate school, but you realize now that if anything, school might be better organized than most jobs. I mean, crazy to say that, but that's kind of the impression, at least I got from my high school. Basically seemed more competent somehow. But it should be, really, because it's more of a fictional setting. It's not like, I don't know. I mean, it should, because a business is just going to be functioning. Well, I mean, in some cases, it's not even the business's interest. It's just whatever the management feels like telling people what to do, which a lot of times isn't even optimal. So, yeah, there is that too. But yeah, I always wonder, I mean, is it worth it for me to just deal with it, to just learn to, like, oh, that's like, because I hear that from people, oh, that's life, oh, well, what can you do? What is the merit to it, though? Because to me, it just seems like coping. It doesn't seem like, does it really build character that I sit in traffic? It just seems like such a huge joke to me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys get where I'm coming from. I know certain things build character, like lifting weights. It's difficult, but it builds character. It has real benefit. Sitting in traffic is just deteriorating one of, if not your most valuable asset that you have to your name. I don't see how that's building character. I don't see what that does, besides perhaps, again, kindling the flame of anger. I don't see what it does. It maybe makes me more full of sorrow for the world. Maybe it does that. Because I don't know what else it's doing. Like, it's really not leading to anything I don't know. It's not a good thing. There's some things that are just not good, and I don't see why learning that helps at all in life. And it goes against the law of attraction as well, like, because it's like you're not supposed to think that, or you're not supposed to have beliefs like that. It doesn't lead to anything good. But so many people have told me that advice, and I don't know if I again, like, I really think, and we have to just be confident about this, that I'll be able to do that leaving early some days strategy. And that should be a pretty good strategy. I'll be able to run when I get home and still keep up with my exercising better than I can now. And lift as well, like lift weights. Because I've been slacking on all that stuff. Like, I didn't run this past week, and I don't really know what my judgment call about that was, but it wasn't good. Oh, well, then it was raining one of the days, and that fouled it up. Because I still would have ran one of the days, I think. I think we'll be just shy of surpassing that mega morning traffic jam. We'll be just shy of it. That's my prediction, but it's going to be right around the same time, I think. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like coping. It just seems stupid. I don't know how that would lead, like, why I should think that way. And so I really want to go back to just trying to fix it. Just trying to fix the problem, and that, I think that should be a superior thing to do. And try to fix this car, do that schedule of the early days and the late days, and take care of this car and stick it to the six-figure stooges. But it's hard. I'm depraved at this point. Like, I need to keep buying things, and they're expensive things that I need, and it's annoying. Because at the same time, I have no idea. I guess recently I've still been doubting if I'm really capable or not. Like, I'm kind of, I almost feel like I'm declining a little bit too much, and it's very, like, stressful and scary, I guess. Like, I was really confident because of the severe hours I got, and I thought that my life would be great. And then now we're back to, like, lower confidence, like wondering if I'm going to make it again, and being a little bit over scarce. And then that makes me think, like, man, why are you thinking like that? Like, just buy the orange, just buy the silly orange phone. Like, stop. Man, I'm going to yell too much. Man, get a hold of yourself, just live a little bit. Don't fret over these little things. You're fine. If you like, what I'm saying, then there's, like, these two sides, and I'm like, yeah, but man, what if I don't make it? I'm literally worried. I'm still worried about stuff, and it's like that fear is still there, and it's not good, but it's hard because, again, it's like a drug addict, and I'm already over purchased, and so I just have to keep purchasing things just to feel good, and it's hard, But yeah, I don't know what else to really say about that. I don't know. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to say. What else is new? But yeah, things have been okay recently. I mean, they're neutral. Things have just been neutral. They've been chill. Things have been chill. But yeah, I don't know. There's still got this year to get through, and potentially temptations to get through with this phone and stuff, or temptations to indulge in. But I just know that what's asked of me is unrealistic, and I'm not credited properly for what I do or how far I've come or anything like that. It's still just not. It's just so crazy. Like, I shouldn't even be here. Honestly. I'm only here because of how aggressively I don't know, was just sick of things. Like games. Like, again, I don't know. I just can't. I'm not satisfied with technology, and it goes in the face of everything. I'm not satisfied with anything. I'm an animal, you know? I can't be a monk. It just seems stupid to me. I don't know. I will be a monk maybe if things hit the fan, but you know, I just don't know. I mean, couldn't everybody just overpower the police? Like, if a major enough economic calamity happens, couldn't people just steal from other people and just, like, I don't even know what. It's just, it's all something, but I just have to trust again that I was just born at, I think I was too. I was born at this specific time for some kind of specific magical special reason. So we do need to keep our head up about that. There's way too many coincidences in my life. There's way too many patterns. Other people don't get that. And I have to just try to see the bigger picture like I always do. You know, I think I've been too downtrodden, even with the traffic, even with what's happened. We are going to have to just shape things up. We're just going to have to transmute it. Because this just does not make any sense, you know? It's just not making sense, so. What can you do, though? Seriously, what can you do? But yeah, it's just, I have to lose that lack of confidence and that worry, that fear. Like, I just have to. I can't not have that, you know? It's just, but it's insanity. I mean, my life really has been just insanity. I don't know how else to, I have no idea how else to explain that. It is, and it will. You know, it's just, it's what can you do? What can you do? Everybody's dealt the hand they have. Because I can't remember if the big traffic jam was an hour and 4 minutes or an hour and 7 minutes. So if it is an hour and 4 minutes, we'll beat it. But if it's an hour and 7, or if I'm wrong about both of those predictions, then we're just dead wrong, right? But you know, that's a whole other. That's a whole other. I mean, I don't know. That's my memory. It's either was an hour and 4 minutes or an hour and 7 minutes. That's my memory of it. Just trying to think if, sorry, I was thinking a lot and not speaking. I've kept my schedule extra early, but it's possible that I could or should shift it to try to, I don't know, get the timing better, but because it could, like, it's so early that I'm like way earlier than I need to be in order to avoid traffic or whatever. Like, I just just pushing it like a lot on the early end. And that's mainly to do with just preference, I guess, because I'm like a morning person. But the way I had it before was kind of better because it was kind of tilted later. And so the traffic was better. But it would only be a 30-minute difference. So I just don't know. I guess I just don't remember dealing with the traffic like that before. It's weird. I mean, maybe it's the way I'm going, because the way I used to go is but the way I used to go would also have traffic. It's just been closed because of some road work or something. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this morning I had I don't know if I had it after I was recording or I said it on recording, but the idea of having the company pay for car insurance like it pays for the health insurance. I don't know why that's not a thing, but it should be a thing. All right, guys, I think it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see ya, schla.